Commander Shepard. Heard you were coming, but I didn't believe it. Primarch Fedorian is dead. His shuttle was shot down an hour ago as it tried to leave the moon.
I need someone, I don't care who, as long as they can get us the Turian resources we need.
I'm on it, Shepard. We'll find you the Primarch.
Garrus. General, you're needed off planet. I've come to get you.
Fedorian was killed. You're the new Primarch.
War is your resume. At a time like this, we need leaders who've been through that hell. EDI, talk to me.
Is there a particular topic you wish to discuss, Shepard?
EDI?
Yes. It was not a seamless transition.
I would have baked a cake.
Yes, I did have to end our previously on Mass Effect with a joke about transitioning. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another round of Arbitration Studios as we continue our journey across the whole damn thing of the Mass Effect trilogy with Mass Effect 3. I'm JP Arbiter.
And I am Captain Jack.
And we have ourselves a little rescue mission. We were informed by Yeoman Trainer, or excuse me, Comm Specialist Trainer, that there was a mayday sent out from Grissom Academy, the place where we send our biotics to train, among other things. It's not just a biotic boot camp.
No, it's, people with special skills.
Joker, can you give me a diversion?
I am also going to start, regularly wearing helmets and headgear because a real soldier would actually do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, yeah, there's a certain amount of realism, but then at the same time,
it looks epic. Now, some of that headgear might end up being things like the night vision goggles that boost your tech powers and whatnot.
Yeah. Some of this stuff just looks stupid. I like how in modern games they have developed hey, let's turn the helmet off because it looks silly. I like the games that let you say, hey, I want the powers of this helmet, but I want it to look like that helmet.
Yep. And speaking of likes and designs and whatnot, first off, something about Mass Effect that I've appreciated in the scenes with spacecraft is that the ships do not function on a two-dimensional plane.
Oh, yes.
They operate like submarines or like aircraft without a hard floor. But it's the same thing with the space stations. That the Grissom space station looks approachable from any single place. I
have a good fisting.
Standards were clear.
Power fisting.
Indeed. One must consume power aid.
Commander, thank you. Admiral
Wait a minute,
Anderson
no,
always
that's
said
not
Power
best.
thirst.
Power thirst, that's what it was.
The greatest memes from 2007.
Yeah, power thirst.
Fewer than 20.
There
Most
were
were sent
3
home
of
when
those,
word
I
of the
think.
Reaper invasion
I
was
believe so, and each one
But it's
funnier than the
volunteer
last.
selection. Some are prototyping tech for the Alliance.
Done by a Canadian
Others are biotics.
improv
They've
troupe,
been training
and
for military operations.
thus incredibly
Working together
funny
as a
and
biotic
only
artillery.
mildly racist.
Oh, only mine.
Admiral Anderson.
It was racist in the idea of
20 years
we
ago
want
when he
to
was a Spectre
elevate who
candidate.
we're making fun of.
I was
Yeah,
there when
yeah.
Stern
I
betrayed
mean,
him.
Yeah.
David saved
You're
my life.
Kenyan, so you must be good at running, like
He
Usain
was
Bolt.
on
I
our
thought he was Jamaican.
Yeah, no.
stayed behind when I got off world.
Canadians wouldn't know the difference.
We've been cut off from most of
I'm kidding. My family's Canadian.
I did joke with
Resistance movement.
for the very first time a Canadian friend came to America. I took her to Gates Barbecue,
Mm.
Just tell him
and I
to
said, now just as a warning,
A few
you're
months
going to be
knocking
very
on the practice
uncomfortable
dummies can't prepare your students
3
for
seconds after you walk in.
But the
I
Alliance
was like,
needs
why is that?
every
You'll see.
resource it can
And then,
get.
of course, a
Our students
400-pound
are
black
needed.
woman shouts at the top of her lungs, "Hi, may I help you?"
How could we
Yeah.
say no
And,
to
and
toxic
it's just like, yeah, I wasn't sure if black people existed
Hang
in
on.
Canada.
I've been trying to
They
get
do.
communications
They do.
working.
But, it's kind of cold in Canada.
Yeah.
Among other reasons why there isn't
Back
a
out
large
the door and down the hallway.
uh,
I can get the door open.
population in
I'll bring
Canada.
them back here and we'll make
no.
a run for the shuttle.
Thank
Anyway,
you, Commander.
Kaylee Sanders,
I'll stay
one
Good
of
luck,
the
I can
many
regain control of
Mass
some of our
Effect
systems.
novel imports
Mm.
from.
I noticed that there is there's a weird amount of those that if you didn't read the novels or read the comic books or the other media, you would know. And you don't have to, obviously, but it is kind of neat.
Well, and BioWare does a good job of explaining, like, Kaylee Sanders is an acquaintance, we'll throw that in air quotes, of Admiral Anderson. Should I explain what the air quotes actually mean?
No, you don't need to explain what the air quotes actually mean.
But, she got that beep. Anyway. So that's explained in game, but this was like, Mass Effect 3 was kind of like the tail end of the mandatory tie-in media stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Halo tried to keep that going for a little bit, but they were the only video game IP that was, and the thing is that Halo tie-in media is absolutely bonkers.
I do have to say, though, the Halo Legos were phenomenal. Mass Effect Legos, I would have had every set, no matter how much they cost. The media tie-in stuff, that this, the mid 2010s, I think, was at its peak, really, where, just had to get that fisting in. Sometimes when you get locked in a play style, you can get into bad situations because that play style isn't necessarily as effective as it should be, because of various things with the game.
It's kind of interesting that we're doing this, and because Prime Radiancy, a guy that we've spoken up, he just started at the time of recording his Mass Effect 3 playthrough, and it was a case of how do I put this? He's actively exploring non-shotgun shock or charge Nova ways of playing Vanguard for this, so that's really fun.
I saved your brother.
So I'm going to be studying that and seeing if we can apply it here and there.
Get up off the floor.
Yeah, go to your brother.
Lazy.
Bum. Yeah, what, just because, like, Cerberus is around and taking hostages, that doesn't justify you to be rolling around all like a bum going, oh my god, everything's horrible, get up. It's not cool to be helpless.
These kids go to schools these days and they just get indoctrinated. Yeah. I made that joke on purpose, folks. Oh,
there's our girl. Our little psychotic weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, indeed, our psychotic biotic. I've always dug her as a character that you don't take along with you. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Sorta.
I think that I found her I find her funny and kind of great to have along, but just I have never found her skill set useful.
Yeah.
In my play style.
Yeah, her skills in gameplay in Mass Effect 2 were not great. Now, when you can recruit her in the Armax arena, they're phenomenal. But a lot of that was because of how they redid her signature techniques, namely Shockwave.
Right. Now, here is a situation that you are, because you're the one playing this, and you did not do, you didn't try to get up in the mech.
That one just blew the F up.
Okay,
and
understandable.
Getting in the mech is a tricky proposition. It's actually easier on harder difficulties, but I'm playing this on normal.
Right.
I'm playing this on normal because one, this is not a skill issue. This is a movie commentary thing.
Yeah. I never question why people play games on the level, because games are supposed to be enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. And I am 41 years old. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. I've got a mortgage. I've got a company to worry about. This is supposed to be relaxing.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's why I don't play Souls-like games. I don't find Souls-like games relaxing.
Absolutely. It's why I play BioWare games.
So the closest thing to a Souls-like game I've ever played are the Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
But then I ramped that down to story mode difficulty because I don't care about precision blocking.
Oh.
I'm here because I am a slut for Star Wars.
Indeed. They're the kids calling out her battle cries from the second game.
Well, and a little bit from the first, because Biotics always shouted that I will destroy you.
Yeah.
It's right up there with the "that's it, bag 'em and tag 'em." Mm-hmm. I hated that line.
Get out of here and back to we'll find another way off the station.
Roger that. Good luck, pal.
Shepherd to Sanders.
So here you are rescuing the kids, and you have the situation where this badass has become a teacher.
A mama bear.
A mama bear, exactly.
She also got a second earring.
She did.
I'm guessing those are actually her biotic amps.
Yeah. That was a thought I always had as well. That those would be the biotic amps for her.
Because, like, in Mass Effect Andromeda, you can get biotic amps as a melee weapon, basically enhancing your punch, and they look like earpieces. Mm-hmm. So, like Bluetooth microphones almost. So, but yeah, it's first off, I like the fact that she grew her hair out.
Yep,
that's a lot of growth for 6 months. So, ladies Rogaine, it works.
Hey.
I like the fact that she's dressed.
Also an improvement.
Somewhat dressed anyway.
Yeah. Also an improvement.
The fact that she's wearing thermal bandages like Mila Jovovich in that one movie.
Yeah.
Is kind of weird.
Fifth Element. Yeah.
The half jacket definitely works though.
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, the half jacket gives her a place to put her rank.
I just figured that they would like tattoo it on her neck or something.
Yeah, I mean that's one thought. I thought that was her. Like at first, I thought she had it tattooed on her head.
No, she had those barcode things on her scalp earlier.
Exactly.
Same thing with the plus sign behind her ear.
Yep.
Maybe they'll get it together once they've seen some action. But
as far as like the weird little circuitry thing where it's a circle and a line, I don't get that. I kind of liken it to you remember Final Fantasy X?
Yep.
The sphere grid. That's kind of it.
I think
that's her level tree.
Yeah, I think those are her plans to get out of prison. And if you get that joke.
If they're I thought her plan to get out of prison was kill everyone and then blow up the space station.
Which is not a bad plan, all things considered.
anyone screws with my students.
Everybody's always like, we can't kill everyone. No, we really can.
All right, Jack, you're a little intense there. I thought I helped you throttle it down.
Yeah, no.
A
You're
whole
like
bunch of them working together. It's
Celine
like a
Dion
biotic
singing the theme song to
Any asshole
Deadpool
gets
2.
in our way.
Deadpool 2. We need
I
you to bring it down to about a 4, please.
I only work at 11.
Yeah, ooh, okay.
Doesn't that exhaust them? Yeah, sure. But we've been
And
like
you know what? That
conditioning,
still
bringing endurance.
isn't
Whenever they
nearly
complain,
as.
I tell them about the collector base.
uh,
Holding that damn biotic bubble up against those
I
things.
Deadpool 2's intro is like, I don't know. I really liked the first Deadpool, and I loved Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
For their intros. Deadpool 2 was kind of like, they were kind of trying something. I'm not sure it worked.
Yeah.
Like, I respect them for trying, and I respect them for spending their money on Celine Dion.
Right? Now, so
Doesn't she have, like, cancer or Parkinson's or something?
it's something different. It's a different thing. She has
But basically, her residency in Las Vegas is over.
yeah, I forget what it is, but yeah, she does have a medical issue. But so, anyways, my first time getting back to Mass Effect, my first time playing through this, I really, really, really thought and hoped that every time I met up with one of my old companions, that they would team up with me, and I would get to bring them along. And for a couple of them to this day, I'm like, that's a missed opportunity. Like, and I get why they didn't. I do get why they didn't.
First off, I think for Mass Effect 2 that having 11 companions was a little unmanageable.
I don't know. I'm not. I understand why they do it, and I'm not. But like for my feelings, and for me, I was like, I wanted these people to come along with me. Now that being said, there were some of them, Jacob, that I did not, in fact, want to even see again in the game, let alone take Jacob with me on it.
That's why you sent him in the vents. He volunteered.
Indeed. But let's face it, Jack and Morden, I think, would have been okay to get Jack and Morden.
But they gave us a good story reason why not. Jack had to cover her kids.
Yeah.
And Morden had to ensure that Bakara was okay, and we'll get to that one when we get to Morden.
Indeed.
Which is really soon.
So this is actually one of the fights that I typically, for whatever reason, have a little bit of trouble with when I play through, and it's an angle thing. I get outflanked like quickly.
Well, you need to go to the Obi-Wan Kenobi school of fighting.
Exactly.
Take the high ground.
Yep. Take the high ground. That's what I was getting around. I was getting around to that. That once I discovered that if you take the high ground, you know that's how you win it, by holding down the high ground. Of course, our tactic here is punching. So,
well, punching is a universal language.
Punching is the universal language.
I mean, you really can't mistake a fist to the face.
Exactly.
A little bit of gameplay note here. We are back also with our old friend, the Eviscerator Shotgun, who will be our near constant companion. For
doing hiding back there
for the rest of this playthrough. I kind of not my favorite shotgun in Mass Effect 2. I will say the Claymore is absolutely overrated. Way too heavy, one-shot blows and doesn't get it, whereas this thing with its 3 shots gives you a little bit of breathing room. And really, power-wise, is also just fine. My favorite shotgun in Mass Effect is actually the Piranha. The N7 automatic with the big drum on top.
Yep.
Just because more DACA is always a good thing.
More DACA. More DACA good.
I think at the time of recording this voiceover, I have recorded videos for the entire first act of the game. So second act, I'm gonna do a little bit more exploration with other weapon combinations to see how well they work out. Just for fun.
Just for funsies.
And besides, it's we don't need a power game on this difficulty because because it's just not normal.
Indeed. I do love when you fist them and they explode. I don't. That just makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a thing that makes me happy. When people explode from being fisted. I mean,
I'm
call it what you want.
I'm gonna leave it there. I'm going to just leave it there. Now for an honest-to-God tearjerker moment here after we fist.
Oh, a little late on the fisting there.
Oh, he moved away.
Bastard. I hate when they move away from the fisting.
I'm here to help.
That's why you have to tie them down.
Why am I friends with you?
30.1.
I ask that of every friend I have. Oh, hello.
Yes.
And now we have a situation where we are being rewarded for our altruistic.
Great job.
Let's call it what it is. We're being rewarded for giving Bioware more money after the base retail.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're right.
Yeah, seeing David Archer up and about, and obviously the trauma has aged him a little bit because he's a teenager. He's like 17, 18. Granted, there's a lot of they needed to make people that didn't look like they were in their late 20s in this section,
Anything in particular?
but didn't. I wonder if his head is shaved because being autistic, he just doesn't like having hair.
Lots of guns.
Or if he can't grow hair anymore.
Well, he was bald in the hologram, so.
Right.
But that's a touching thing, and I'm glad that it shows that not only did Archer remember, but also that Shepard remembered with the whole responding to the square root of whatever it was is 30.1.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, yeah, hey, you left a mark on me, kiddo. So I acknowledge you. You acknowledge me. Yeah. We're speaking because I wouldn't know what the square root of that number was.
Not at all. But we acknowledged him, and he acknowledged us as the Shepherd.
And he gave us an upgrade to the Eviscerator shotgun, thus making it the most potent free weapon for early, or free shotgun for early Mass Effect. So,
Indeed.
Everything else we have to spend money on.
Right?
Rude.
Okay, so here's a situation where...
First off, Battle Mech.
Where we get our battle mech. Yes.
And anytime there is mech combat, JP Arbiter is a happy boy.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. I was like, mech combat, big stompy robots. These are the things that make my friend JP Arbiter very, very happy.
Design-wise, I do actually like this. It's more for being a fan of the BattleTech universe. This is more what I would consider a heavy battle armor suit than a mech.
Right.
But that's my bias in the BattleTech universe going in. It's well designed. I wish I had an armored cockpit canopy, because right now I'm so vulnerable.
Like, yeah, well, you know, best...
Like a gilf going to a swingers club for the first time.
The best offense... Or actually, the best defense is a good offense. So start lobbing rockets. Just lob the rockets.
I still have no earthly idea where the cruise missiles come from.
These kind of questions are better left for sages and you know, people that care about that stuff. I just care about having missiles. I don't care where they come out of.
That's what she said.
She didn't say anything.
Oh. But I mean, the suit kind of makes sense too from Mass Effect's own rules perspective. I mean, it can generate a Mass Effect field. We know this because one drops from orbit later in the game.
Right.
And the thing that I don't like about this is how precise you have to be with that gun. I mean,
there's no like splash damage. That in reality, anything firing that much would have a little bit of a wider...
I would argue that if anything, what this needs to be is basically like a giant flak cannon.
Yeah.
The base gun is a giant ass explosive or semi-explosive shotgun, and then instead of this anti-tank cannon, because we don't need an anti-tank cannon for this, we have missiles.
Right. There are people to kill. Anti-tank cannons aren't necessarily the best.
Boink.
They're not the most efficient means of killing people. They certainly kill people quite well, but...
How about that missile from downtown disabling the
well done.
the other Atlas? So,
nice
I also would have rather, instead of the clunk clunk like forklift pincer thing, I would have rather it be a
fist.
Well, yes, a simple manipulator, not something that is like super duper fine tuned, but also. But something that can grasp objects at a level that's not, I'm going to crush it by doing so.
Ah, dang it.
No, don't ask questions about where this rifle came from.
Or, is that Rodriguez?
Yes.
Damn it, Rodriguez.
You useless, lazy, unicorn-loving piece of shit.
Was it Rodriguez that was hanging out on the floor like it was a hotel?
Something we didn't address, by the way, which is going to be coming up, is that Jack has a swear jar.
We flew out on a Cerberus,
Like any good
watch your
teacher.
fire.
But the swear jar is for her. So,
Thank you, Commander.
Well, I
We'd
mean,
have never gotten off that
like any
station
good
together.
teacher.
like any good teacher, exactly.
Although she needs to put a credit in for the ass, unless ass is okay and it's just for F-bombs.
Hey, hey, hey. Ass is always okay.
Ascension Project logo, glowing fist.
Glowing fist? Yeah, Jack knows what we're about.
That's right.
We're Agatha goddamn
Damn
Fisty.
We got them out alive. I was going to
We have a
suggest
glowing
we stick
fist
to
tramp
portals,
stamp.
but perhaps
It's
they're
true.
ready after all.
It's true.
What's the opposite of the tramp stamp where it's like right over the pelvis?
They're definitely
Awesome.
ready.
Okay.
The Alliance needs to
I didn't know if there was a technical term for it.
I don't know if there's a technical term for it, but it's awesome regardless of what it is.
We need stronger
I'm a lover of tattoos.
squads.
This is bullshit.
Especially inappropriate ones.
But yeah, so simple math here. It's better to relegate them to support roles because first off, you get more aura assets that way, and then secondly, you're saving their lives.
And that is good. But also the other I mean, here's the thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're doing this. And of course, you know, it goes the way it goes. It's a video game. But logically speaking, and from a realistic standpoint, logistics wins wars. You want to put your best assets.
Soldiers talk tactics, professionals talk logistics.
You want to put your absolute best assets that are going to make your logistics work best in the rear with the
Good to see
gear.
you too, sir.
So we're winding up here. Anderson has a little bit of
And I'm glad you managed to keep your ass
little bit
alive.
of talking about Kaylee here.
Rip boy.
This was a fun mission. I'm glad that it was a one and done and not like this small.
Yes.
That are,
Yeah.
and that's something that I think a lot of game series need to address is that the one and dones are fine. You don't need big expanding arcs for things.
Every single.
Sometimes a drop in drop out episode is perfectly fine, and this is basically a drop in drop out episode for a playthrough.
Yeah.
So
This is out of all of the missions that I may or may not do in this game. This one is one that I always do. And let's be honest, I never miss any of the missions in this game. But I'm just saying, if I were to miss a mission in the game, this one would not be it. I just like you go with a hoodie.
Well, yeah, look, we are in very serious wartime, and while yes, uniforms exist to maintain discipline because hey, we're all part of the same team.
You're Agatha goddamn Fisty.
One, we're Agatha goddamn Fisty. Two, a little dressing down because we are basically stressed out 24/7. Will not hurt anyone.
There is nothing wrong with a comfy hoodie.
So, and besides, not only are we Agatha goddamn Fisty, not only are we the commander of this vessel, but we also are an N7 operative, the best of the best, the elite of the elite. No one can deny that we didn't earn this damn hoodie.
Also, a Spectre.
Also a Spectre. But there's no special tactics and reconnaissance hoodie. I don't even like their logo. That weird wing thing.
Yeah,
that's
no.
lame. N7, that's good. That's a
N7 is cool.
Yeah, the red and white stripe on the side, that's cool.
You know, they didn't put out any merch they put out merch for N7.
I didn't expect you to be.
They don't put out merch for the Spectres.
Nope, they do not put out merch for Spectres.
So,
Spectres don't get merch.
anyway, that is all we have on this. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.
Deuces.